We are in this place. We've got this thing. There's these keyframes. We need a way to add and remove them. So I think it's just going to be left click when you're off a thing, and we might draw a little indicator that that's what would happen, right? But like left click maybe adds one and right click deletes one, and of course people will accidentally right click and delete things all the time, and they should just get good. We'll do undo at some point, but I don't think it's part of the scope of the initial weekend project. Yeah, and then, so the first thing is be able to add a keyframe. The second thing is be able to control the color of the keyframe. So that's, you know, we're going to need maybe some bigger ass click surface down here or something, right? Also, these triangles, I want to like move them in a little bit. It's a very weird thing to do as the first task, but let's do this. So we're going to make another theme variable. Keyframe inset ratio is going to be 0.8. And what the hell is that? Color keyframe. All right, so here's where we draw them. And here we're going to say, we're going to have this inset, right? And we're just going to go y0, y1. Let's just make this. Sometimes it's not a good idea to have very general variable names because like you lose the meaning over time. Okay, so also we should hook up the dragging T because you can drag these. Oh, these triangles are going to get way too big, guys. All right, so now inset is going to be actually dx times whatever that variable is that we just made. Okay, so, oh, not state, theme. Theme, that's on the theme. All right, so here we go. They're now like in the strip, which means they're, you know, it's not, it doesn't feel as clumsy. And then when I'm moving one, you really know it. All right, we'll make these a bit smaller. Just a vertical line? No, because the vertical line is exactly on the, you want to look at the color when you're judging colors. You don't want a line there. You know, a vertical line is actually much easier to do, and back when I was doing the color picker, That's what I did originally, and then when I switched it to be like this, I liked it a lot better. So let's chill this out. What is K used for? I don't think this K is used at all. No, it isn't. Get rid of that. And then here, let's just theme it. Just double it. Okay. Okay, so we're going to have dx non-dragging and dx dragging. Okay. And okay. So now those are themable. Oh God, they're small though. I made them small. Okay, well, they're a little small. Oh, that's pretty good. Yeah. Could draw the red triangles you're talking about on mouse down and delete the keyframe when mouse up. Draw red triangles. I think maybe you're talking about adding a keyframe there. Adding and deleting both using the same mouse button. Yeah, we'll see. I'm not that worried about. Like, my main concern is getting the functionality in, right? We want to be able to add and delete stuff. And then nuances of how that works, you know, those is nuances. I've got some golden monkey tea now. Oh, I made a little too much water. Yeah, this is a muddy gradient. I would describe it that way for sure. Okay. Okay. Well, what's the next step? I could just add a keyframe. And initially we'll set the color to like white or something, right? And then we'll let you change. Well, what we probably should do is like if you click here, it should make a keyframe of that color, right? So we'll do that as well. But first, we just add a keyframe. Okay. So now, we're just going to say for now, again, we can change these controls later. If you click, if you're on an existing keyframe, you're going to start dragging it. Okay? Now, this might get very hard to deal with when the keyframes get really close together and stuff, but that's just, you know, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. We might change this whole UI later. We just want to get booted up and have something that's pretty okay, because using something is how you really get the experience in how you want it to be. You can guess ahead of time, right? And some of your guesses might be right, but a lot of your guesses will be wrong, and you end up wasting a lot of work, right? So my goal with something like this is always just to get in the neighborhood of the thing. Okay, so make a new keyframe. How is this going to go? We're just going to say key is array add state dot color keyframes. All right. I realize that even just for the color, for the particle thing, we probably want another channel on here instead of the RGB. So at some point we're going to have to either make this a vector 4 or add more parameters. But for now, yeah, and that's going to be another thing that we're going to want to like edit, right? Okay. So we add the key. We're just going to say for now, it's just RGB white. And key.poseX is, no, not poseX, key.t. This is the thing that determines actually where it is. We had some denom thing here. Yeah, okay. So here we're going to go. If x, rect.w, else 1. All right. And then we're going to go, s is mouse x minus rect.x divided by denom. Okay. And then key.t is, let's just call that t. All right. Okay, so boom. Check that shit out. Boom. It's almost like a program now. We probably, because these are going to white, we probably want to draw a little backing boober. You know, just a little backing boober. Let's draw a little backing boober. All right, so it'll just look better. So we had our colors in the theme. Keyframe color backing is going to be, you know, not pitch black, but something like that. All right. So now going to have background triangle and then foreground triangle. And then this is how big is the backing. Okay. I mean, see, we're doing all this math here. Let's just say backing is theme.keyframe backing ratio times dx. Yeah. So, you know, we also want this to grow and shrink, right? And dx is the growing, shrinking version. And so we're going to do all this. All this. Wait. Yeah. Let's just call that B. And then see, the thing is, for P1 and P2, if you just, okay, I'm gonna do the naive thing and show you why it's bad, right? Because basically, if we just start adding backing into these things, the problem is you're adding the amount of backing like horizontally. So you're gonna get no backing on the inside and then at different distances. It's gonna look fucked. Here's what we're gonna do actually. Here's what we're going to do. There's no use showing you the wrong version, actually. You've seen ugly, incorrect graphics before. Oh man, the honey, it's coming out slow. Yeah, the problem with replacing something like Photoshop is you have to replace a bunch of, oh, look at the bubbles. You have to replace a bunch of very specific functionality that people want. Making a program like Photoshop is not so bad, really. I'm just scared of how much honey I just put in. All right, we got our golden monkey with milk and honey. Yeah, but they have a class pixel. I'm sure they don't now, but they may have at one time. Actually, they probably do in a lot of like old code that they call into. Okay, so the reason I'm doing this, I'm computing the foreground triangle, and then really what you want to do, if you want to enlarge something around that, you want to compute the centroid, right? Right. And then you take the vector to each right? And we're doing this for each triangle separately. You could just like flip it since we know what they're, but we might change this code, right? So who knows? The triangles might wiggle. So we're getting these two centroids, and I'm going to go V0. This is an expensive way to do this because we know the angles of the triangle. So you could hard code what the offsets are. You just scale them by the cosine and sine of that angle. But like I said, the triangles might animate later. Who knows? So V0 is going to be well, so P0 minus centroid 0, right? Now, we're going to make some Q vectors here. You mind your P's and Q's in graphics. So we subtract the centroid, and then how do we want to organize the math, right? We could, because you want to say something like this. You want to say Q0 equals centroid 0 plus V0 plus unit vector V0 times backing. Right, I don't think we need the B anymore since we're not shoehorning it in. Right, we could do this separately. Q0, Q1, Q2, V0, V1, V2. I mean, we're doing some square roots, you know, no big deal. Okay. Okay, and then I'm pretty stupid here because all of this, always think before you copy. I mean, this is just P0, right? Like, that was not necessary. Okay. I didn't make these, I guess. And so we could have put the unit vectors on these instead of down here. And that might be a better factoring. Okay, hey, guess what? We're never drawing it. if you want to succeed, oh, we are. Wait. Oh, we're drawing it in the same color. Drawing it in the same color. Okay, there we go. They're a little bit thin right now, maybe. And they're not anti-aliased, which is going to be the thing about all these, right? I think it still looks a little better. And yeah. I think we maybe want to make the foreground size a little smaller and the backing a little bigger, right? Oh. You know, this is just like, there's always this pattern where rather than manipulating multiple numbers, right? It's like, yeah. So then if I want to change the overall size, I do this, and then they'll address. Okay. Okay. Yeah, things are still a little bit weird, but we'll tune it. We'll tune it over time. I think this is, oh, I made a keyframe. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Okay. We can't remove any of these keyframes, and we can't change the colors. So those are the big issues now. Sean Barrett and I were supposed to make a Photoshop replacement way back in like 2001. And we didn't do it. Okay. Easier part of this is going to be removing keyframes. So let's do this. I just don't remember. Okay. So we're going to do this. So if you click the right mouse button, and we're just going to go array. Oh, shit. See, here's the problem. Well, as long as we're not dragging, it's not a big deal. Because remember, while we're dragging, we use the index. Oh, we're still not dragging. Okay. Also, add or remove keyframes. Note that we need dragging uses the keyframe index. So scrambling the array would lead to bad results when dragging. But if not dragging, we can reorder array elements, and that's fine for now. This is what we do when removing keyframes. Okay, so array unordered remove by index state.color keyframes best keyframe index. Easy clap. Now we could have a cool closing animation for that, right? But boom, 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 boom. Okay. You dig. You dig. Boom. No, the rocket's going the other way this time. Okay. Can you dig it? Okay. So now we need to be able to set the colors. This is the part that might be annoying or might be really easy. Basically, I just want to pop open one of these. Okay. And, you know what I'm saying? I just, if I click, okay, so first we need a place to click, because I don't think we want it to necessarily be like shift left click or whatever, although we could do that for now. It's not very user friendly to have it be invisible. Maybe I should draw vertical lines but not in the center, because I do feel like I want to know visually where to target my aim. What's good for processing input for mouse and keyboard? Dude, I don't know. There was this thing called raw input that I think is still what you're supposed to use, but it kind of sucks in some ways. It's like, it's so fucking basic. Like, can we just know what the user is doing, please? You know? Anyway. So, we'll just do shift click for now. Okay. This is just programming, man. The ifs just keep on giving. Oh, we forgot interpolate the color, but we don't need to do that yet. I mean, we could do that now, but I started doing this. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to say okay, this is a problem again, actually. No check-in, comment about maintaining indices. So the problem is we are gonna we're gonna open the color picker. We need to store some information about who's color pickering, right? And where that color should go as you drag it and stuff. So that's going to be an index again. Open color picker. We're going to go theme state, and what? The current index and the current color. Actually, we don't need that. We just do this. Okay, what even does that do? Actually, yeah. Open color picker. Theme. Wait, we had theme and state. I'm just going to copy this. Right. Ugh. Dude, Emacs? What the fuck? And then, what was it? Just the index. Keyframe index. I clearly need more T. Okay. Now we're going to want to draw the color picker at some point as well too. Okay, we're going to have a color picker is open. And we're going to have color picker keyframe index is keyframe index, right? Okay, and then we need to do a few things. We need to add these variables, right, down here. Is the color picker open? That's a falsie. Now, when we draw, we're going to want to draw the color picker. We don't need this. Now, we need a fucking a color picker theme on our theme, because you need people to be able to say what this color picker looks like. Like that. Draw color picker. Picker. All right, so this still will not do anything because our draw color picker function does not. But I'm holding shift and I'm not dragging. That's because we're opening the color picker theoretically. Okay. Now, our function is color picker, right? Now, we want to do this in a sub window, and I've never done this, I think, from within a widget. So, I guess I just want to look at. So the thing is, the way this works, I'm going to have to refresh my memory, but we basically does not actually draw creates a sub window that getRect with a callback that getRect will call later to draw, right? So, because we want this to be just like over the widget. Yeah, so color picker. So we're going to have, I think this, no. Sub window is a theme, so, or is a thing. So we're gonna make. Not only are we going to have color picker theme. Oh, not only are we going to have color picker theme, but we're going to have color picker sub window theme, right? Okay. What we need, you know, for widgets like the color picker, it kind of has an aspect ratio that it wants. And we should have a way to ask it about that, but I don't currently. So we could put a no check-in on that when we add it. Anyway. So let's go back to the example program and see how I did sub-windows. So we put a sub-window info on the state. Color picker sub-window info. Maybe this is redundant with this. Maybe this has an isOpen flag on it. We'll see. So this was the aspect ratio that we did. We kind of want. We kind of want some indication of size, but for now, I'm just going to go. You never should do hard-coded pixels, but I'm going to do it to get the code booted, right? Okay, so we draw the color picker. Sorry. So this is state color picker sub-window info. Sub.rect is R. Sub.draw is draw callback color picker, which doesn't exist yet. Oh, we have fixed aspect ratio handling. Great, I'm glad. Cool. Because we're setting fields of a struct, we're setting fields of the Nephilim. So we do that. We're just juggling a few items right now. Yeah, we do have this. Let's just do this. So if the sub window's not open, we don't care. Okay. And then we're going to do this. This is the thing that actually queues it up to be drawn. Boom. And then hopefully these things just work. Color picker subwoofer info. Oh, we never made that. Lol. Lol, 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 lol. Okay, wait. Where does the callback live? The callback, right. We need to look up what the arguments are to it. So these are all called draw. Okay, so we just take a rect and a user data. Great. So this is going to be this user data. I hope this is called user data. Oops. Let's see. User data. There we go. Sub.userData is going to be equal to state. Okay. So color animation editor state data. Now we're not really going to use this yet, but we're going to want that to like poke the color back. Basically, you know, the color picker is its own separate widget situation. And we want it to do its thing, and then based on what it does, we want to stuff the color back in a good place. And this is how we know where to do it. So, well, color picker widget. We will just do this. Color picker R. Color is a vector 3. We just do that, and then the return values are applied, still dragging color picker state are there, and the color so here's the thing, if we don't write the color back, then we're going to be on the same color every frame. So I think we're just going to say that there's some color on here. Color picker editing color is a vector 3. Vectore. Vectore. All right. So what we're going to do actually is when we open the color pick, because you want to be able to revert back to the old color, and if you overwrite the color every frame, you don't have that information around anymore. So we're just going to say when you open the color picker, key dot RGB color. Color keyframes. Something like that. It's our color RGB. Cool. Color picker theme is not a, okay. Where is it? Color picker, oh, it's not on state, right? I keep dereferencing state when I mean theme and theme when I mean state. Okay. So okay. Ephemeral, used only when employing the color picker callback. Okay. Well, we opened it. I don't know why we opened it. Okay. So that's weird. Oh, maybe it defaults to open. Let's see. Dude, this is such a good programming language. All right, so I shift click, it opens. Boom. Now, I think what's happening is just yeah, when we draw it, we're just giving it the rect, and we're not listening to any changes, right? So, over here, actually, when we open the color picker, we're going to want to maybe position it somewhere based on where you clicked. Color picker. All right. This is false, and then this is a rect. Row. Oh. Oh. Also, we forgot to set this to true. Common mistake. Okay, you know what? Yeah, we don't need to set this every time. Actually. Okay. Click. No, shift click. There we go. Boom, we've got a color picker. We can drag it around. It stays where we drag it. We could make it all big like Kanye the Giant. We can pick stashed colors. We can do all this. Now the thing is, none of this is affecting our gradient. And I think we would like it to affect it live. So here's what I think we will do. When we we're going to have to, oh, this honey is so good, guys. Savannah Bee Company, Sourwood Raw Honey. They have many flavors, but this one is mine. Actually, there's another flavor. They have an orange blossom that's really good too. Okay. Yeah, Savannah Bee Company. But yeah, they are from Savannah, Georgia. Okay. I thought it was just a marketing name, but they literally are. They literally are. Okay, now. What are we doing? We're making the color do something now. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to say when we draw, actually we'll make a function for this. We're going to say update keyframe color due to open color picker. All right. And we're going to have to remember to call this, but here we go. We're going to say index is this. All right. If index is less than 0, return. If index is greater than or equal to state, dot keyframe colors dot count return. Should not happen, but let's be paranoid. Maybe should log an error here. Okay, so key is state.keyframe colors sub index, and actually we also want this we're going to say key.color RGB equals well, state.colorPicker editing color. Okay. So now we call this once per frame at some point. Like here. It's color keyframes, right? Bro. Okay, so I'm going to make a new keyframe. I'm going to shift click it. We get the color picker. It's on the right color. Oh, we're not. Oh, we're only getting it when we click apply. I kind of would like to see, for this application, I would like to see the gradient change every frame, right? Oh, that's a yucky color. I would like to see the gradient change every frame for this. Talk to the color picker people, yes. I feel like that should be on the color picker theme already. Actually, though, we could just read it off the state, which is maybe a little dirty, but okay. We're just going to give that a separate color. Not really used currently. This is updated when the user clicks apply. Now we just read the color off every frame. So here we go. Drag, click, select. Oh, that's weird. Yeah, I guess. Oh, shit. Hold on. Things are happening a little bit in the wrong order. So the first frame that we click on it, it's like overwriting with the old color because the color ain't getting pushed. I don't know. Wow, what a nice gradient. Yeah, that's unsavory behavior that we are getting. This is already, though, going to be so much better than our current fucking particle system editing. Unbelievable. Wizard pepper. Also, yeah, like if the color picker is open and I click a new thing, we should update the color picker parameters as well. Also, so here's a thing I haven't done. If I delete this and the color picker's open, the index changes, right? So we got to start making a to-do here. When deleting a keyframe, ensure the color picker knows the updated index. It's not really the color picker knowing, but you know what I'm saying. When clicking on a keyframe with the picker open, update the picker for the new keyframe. We'll do these in this order. But before any of that, fix undesirable behavior with the color getting jammed onto a new keyframe when the picker is open. This is something to do with just the order in which things are happening. Like we're setting up the window for the old keyframe, and then we're changing the keyframe. And then the callback is applying things to the new keyframe as if it were the same keyframe, right? Okay, I'm going to make some more tea. Are there questions about what is going on? Good questions, not like what color is your Emacs? Could you have multiple pickers open? You could. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's worth it in terms of screen real estate. Because when you're picking colors, you actually want a fair amount of screen real estate to be precise when choosing the color. So if you have like 8 of them open, it's like, I don't feel like that's too good, but maybe. You have to remember which picker is which keyframe as well. Yeah, that's not too bad though. All anybody ever wants to ask about is fucking OpenGL. And guys, OpenGL is a dead API. There is no reason to learn it now. Right? Unless you absolutely have to. I don't know why so many people want to talk about it. It's not a good API. It is not a good way Like if you want to learn skills that are valuable into the future, don't learn OpenGL. All right. That said, if you're an indie programmer and you just want to put stuff on the screen, it's like, yeah, there's not exactly good options for you because everybody's being irresponsible jackasses in the graphics space, right? So the right thing to have is an API that is OS and platform agnostic that lets you draw things without caring too much about what the graphics API is or anything like that. And that's what SIMP is here. But of course, you can't use SIMP if you're not in this programming language because SIMP is in this programming language, right? So what I'm doing here is trying to do my best to provide that API where you don't care what's on the back end. And right now it is OpenGL on the back end, but that's just because that's the code I had laying around, right? We certainly would prefer and will in the future make backends for it that are other rendering APIs, right? So yeah. I don't know. That's about all I have to say about that. Like, what you should use is just some very lightweight, simple, not huge API that lets you draw things, that is defined at user level, right? One of the biggest, like, fucking horrible things about OpenGL is you can't debug it because you try to step down into things and they're in some driver somewhere and you don't have permission to look at the code, right? It's just god awful. You don't want that. You don't want to draw graphics that way. You want to just have code you can use normally. It's regular code, and you can step into it and look at it. How am I digging new dereference syntax? I haven't dereferenced very much. In fact, in this, we copy-pasted some code and then removed dereferences. So. Yeah, don't learn OpenGL, guys. Don't. Use Raylib, probably. Don't use SDL. Like, SDL is huge. Yeah, I don't know. SDL didn't feel very modern to me last time I looked at it, although I haven't looked at it in a while. Maybe it's better. People say nice things about Raylib. You could use that. I don't know. But kind of what I'm saying is, the programming community as a whole is being stupid jackasses when it comes to this issue of how do you draw stuff to the screen because it's so fundamental, right? What does your program want to do? It either wants to draw stuff to the screen or output things to a console, which is another way of drawing stuff to the screen, all right? We have made it so difficult and so complicated and so error prone to do the basic thing that everybody wants to do. It's insane. Okay, and this is why I'm kind of angry about it. Because it's a waste of everybody's time to even, like, why is everybody coming on here asking about OpenGL? Like, why do they need to care? Why doesn't everybody just know how to draw a rectangle? Like, what the fuck? What is our problem? It's 2023. Why can't you call one function that just says draw a rectangle? It's so stupid. It is so stupid. Ah! Okay. Now, We are just doing what we can to make things better in our little world. That's all. We can't fix everything in the big world. So we're just doing some stuff in our little world here. I want to get rid of this no check-in really fast, so we're just going to go, we're going to pass in whatever the rect is. This is the rect for the bar that we're drawing, and we're going to go so y is going to be bar rect.y minus h times 1.05. I don't know. We might add some theming for this positioning through the window. So the width is going to be bar rect.h times I don't know, 6. This is some scaling parameter. H there we go. And then XYWH actually just set the X and Y. So if you close the window and then you reopen it later, we want it to move, right? And actually, these declarations is completely useless. Actually, let's just type the code. I was going to run it and make sure it's working, but we're just going to do it. Just set the X and Y to the new position. Keep the W and H from the old rect in case it was resized. Okay. Maybe we don't actually want to move it. I don't know. But for now, they're just going to do this. So okay. Okay, so boomer. Oh, that's big. Okay. Well, boom, still big. boom. Okay, and then I close it, boom. Okay, I close it, boom. Unfortunately, all our colors are getting overwritten, but that's how it is. Dude, this is going to be so much better for particle editing. Holy crap. Look at that. That's even still bad RGB interpolation. TC, this is the second steeping, so we're going to let it go a little longer. You feel like when it goes to black, it's just uninitialized? No, it's that other bug on our list. Basically, when we have a new color picker, because we just started up, its color is black. And then the first time we click on one of these, we're getting the black color from the color picker, right? So now it's going to be purple. So if I click over here, it's going to be purple. See? So that's just that next bug that we need to fix. Look how nice that looks, and we haven't even done the good interpolation yet. Okay. Yeah, we should actually start it up with something like this by default. This color I don't quite know about, but uh-oh. So we've sort of got this, oh, right. So because this is a sub window, the color picker that we're using can end up below it. But, oh, this is something that we could deal with later. Pretty nice. Who thought when we started this morning that we would have a fully functional gradient editor? Look, you can just drag the purple to whichever side you want it. How great is that? Okay. Closing the color picker is auto applying. Not even closing it. It's just applying every frame because that's what we wanted it to do. And the problem is just it's applying from the old dude. We could have some presets, right? I don't know. I don't know if those are generally useful, but we could have some. There's no revert. Yeah, there isn't. There is one down here, but it's only for the picker itself. So like if I go here and then I revert, we go back, right? Oh, no, I also know, hold on. We need to set this as the problem. Because this is where the color picker gets its in. That's probably the issue. All right, so shift click. Boom, it didn't get erased. Bam, shift click. Boom, shift click. Oh, that time it did. Fuck. Okay, so, oh, when it's, right, this is a different, see, when the color picker is open, it overwrites it, but when it's not open, oh, never mind. It just overwrites it. Forget what I was saying. Um, now we'll pour the tea. Do the color numbers show up anywhere? You can get them in the color picker if you want. Yeah. Here, I'll show you. I'll show you our awesome GetRect color picker. Oops, didn't need to recompile. So when I open this, there's different modes down here. So this is two different hue circle selection modes, and this one is better if you care about like pure colors, and this one is like nicer looking. And then there's this mode which has this is a hue bar and this is a zoom in on the hue bar, right? Like this, see where these lines are? That's what this is. So you can like be precise in your hue and see how the little tiny arrows are moving over there on the left. And then so these are basically similar views of each other. This one is you pick the hue and then saturation and lightness is a 2D rectangle, but maybe you just want to do those as 1D. So here they're broken out into 1D. Here's RGB, right? So this is just red, this is blue, more or less, etc. And then this is the numbers in different color spaces for what you currently have, right? And of course, anytime when you're picking a color, you could push it into the stash and come back to it later, right? So when I'm over here, I can look at that one or that one, and these are just editing fields, right? So I can go 200, and now we get a new color. It's a pretty good widget. Drives people insane 10,000 times a day. Yeah, I get it. This tea does not taste good right now. I think we're going to have to redo it. I think I oversteeped the second steeping, and that makes it like bitter and not so good. Yeah, the apply button has the current color. So if I go red 0, green 240. Let me start redoing this tea. I want a good tea. Okay, we're going to re-T. We're going to re-T. Okay, so this is pretty baller. Again, if I had estimated how much we might get done today, I didn't think we would get this much done. And you know, this is only stream number 2, and we spent an appreciable amount of our time just like making tea and stuff. Okay, now we've still got our bug list here. That's still happening. Like these are kind of intertwined, right? So, okay. So let's take a look. Open color picker. Are we? So we open color picker on best keyframe index. That makes sense. Oh, we didn't put this on our list. When making a new keyframe, interpolate the initial color. Okay. So why is that happening? Okay, the reason is okay, we don't need this keyframe index here. We don't need the color picker theme either. So draw color picker is happening after open color picker. I'll have you all know I was going to go outside around 11, and then I said, no, let's just do stream part 2. Now I'm looking outside and there's storm clouds, because that's this town for you. It was so sunny and nice. It was so sunny and nice. Okay, I could just start logging everything that we're doing. I could just put in a stupid hack where we say, if this is the frame, when you just change the color picker, don't copy the value back. Let's look at when see, this should just, because this is coming off the state, it shouldn't even matter any asynchronousness about when the callback happens, because we're literally just pulling this off the state and assigning it to this index. So when we open the color picker, we set this. So all I could think of is maybe color picker keyframe index. This is the only place it gets set. I'm sure the bug is something very simple. I'm just waiting for it to leap to my mind what it is. Did I put too much honey in? Oh, let's see the honey bubble. Bloop, it's only one this time. This is dangerous because in the other, they have another size of thing that I don't have here right now, but that size is more one that you put a spoon in to get honey out. And so you're kind of controlling your honey amount. Here, it's just like you're pouring it in, man. Excuse me. All right, we have better teeth now. So, we got color picker keyframe index. Obviously, we're changing the index after getting the color. Actually, so hold on. Let's look at a simpler case, which is just, let's make some, so Yeah, it doesn't seem to matter whether it's closed or open. Also, we need some depth. Like, we need some way to do that. Anyway, if it was, see, it's weird that that doesn't happen the first time we open it. Right? Like, so if I rerun this, I open it, we set the color, we open it. Okay, I close it, and then it's hosed. Like what? Like what? Like all we do is put editing color into color picker keyframe index. Okay. So what happens is, I want to change when this happens to be in the main loop, because there's like no reason to do that at a weird time. So here, right when we enter the color slider, we're going to say, we're going to get the sub window. Oh, we don't have the state from outside the callback. Last color picker states. Color picker states. Okay, so state.last color picker state if the window is open. And now, so the thing is, we're exactly in control of when. Now, the bug still may be here. I don't know. Yes, it is. But at least like the time when we update our color is like literally right here before we call the function. Right? Oh. I mean, guys, this has got to be something so simple. Is the keyframe index being reset and closed? No, but that shouldn't matter. That shouldn't matter. because we're only doing it when it's open. Yeah, this is one of these bugs. It's a very simple bug, I know, because it can't be that complicated because our code here is not that complicated. It's just I don't immediately see what it is. Used so that we update the color in the main loop. Here's what we could do. For all avoidance of doubt, this editing color is like not really, instead of storing it, I mean, this is still not going to solve the bug. Oops. So we're just going to cut out the middleman. We're just going to read it out of there. It's less code, it's nicer, etc. I don't think we're changing any behavior that will fix the bug, right? I think we're going to start logging, but first, get rid of this. Get rid of that. There we go. We really should make assert be able to implicitly bool. Just not something we've ever done. All right, so boom, boom. See, bug's still here, but what a great gradient this is. Okay. Well, when we shift click on the thing, it's let's just see what happens. Click. Oh. Oh, because the keyframe hasn't happened yet. Let's just let's just make this a little more relaxed. If the callback hasn't run yet, we won't have this. All right. Boom. Okay. Boom. Still the bug. Still the bug. Still the bug. Doesn't even matter when in the loop we're doing it. I'm just going to say log write color to index whatever. Key.color RGB index. No check-in. Okay. And keyframe index equals oh, you know what? The problem might actually be when we call color picker, I think we might need to tell it. I think I maybe didn't read the user manual. Yeah, see, the problem is, let's get rid of this log for a second. The problem is, it's not using the new color when it already existed. I should have known. I was thinking it was a tricky thing. It was not a tricky. Like I said, it's a simple bug. It's just, oh yeah, I forgot how the color picker works. And then this is going to be equal to key.color RGB. Yeah, so we're just like the way the color picker is set up is that color that we were passing is where it gets its state from if it doesn't have any state. But once it has state, it keeps the state, right? Oh, I forgot to delete that message. Anyway, so we've got green. I'm going to click. Fuck! Bro, I swore that I fixed it. Oh, it's current color RGB. We should have like set current color RGB. This should be easier to do. Does this store its theme? Dang it. this should be a nicer operation. State.last color picker state. State.color picker theme, and key.color RGB. Color picker theme is not. Oh, it's theme. Dude, I keep doing it. I keep doing it. Theme. Okay, click green, click. Hey, look at that. Look at that. Ooh, look at that. Yeah, it's just that the color picker has its own state on the side that I wasn't thinking about. You know, and really it should have a function where we just say, bro, just do the things, bro. Okay, so you just got jammed. And clicking a keyframe, update the picker for the new keyframe. Okay, this one. Let us show you the bad behavior about deleting keyframe. So here's new keyframe. We're going to open the color picker, and it's yellow. But then I'm going to right click on this to delete it. Boom. Oh, because that was the fourth keyframe, so it didn't matter. Let's just do this one. This is blue. I'm going to right click to delete it. Wait, that didn't matter either. What's going on? My model of reality is being shattered. Okay, there. It propagated the... Oh, you know why? Because I picked... Remember, I put them out of order intentionally. So I inadvertently picked the last one. I picked the last starfighter. Anyway, the point being, because we're using indices to track these things, when we delete something, we need to what is all this stuff? Oh, this is like stuff we could bring back if we want it. Okay, now you just got jammed. You know, these vector 3s are bugging me. These have nothing to do with what we're working on. We were about to fix the deletion index, but then I was looking at the code and I just happened to look here and the rest was history. Okay, so These are vector 3s. These last. So first of all, these should, there is this phenomenon in programming where as you add code, variables that you declare drift away from the usage sites. So it's always good to just bring them back. I don't know why that's underscored. Okay. I didn't put the 0. What? Type given vector 2. Oh, I didn't change. I moved the line, and in my brain that involved changing the 2 to a 3, and I didn't. Okay, boom, boom, great, wonderful. Okay, now, oh yeah. So when we delete, if color picker was open to the current index, close it. Okay. So we're just going to say color picker keyframe index. If this is current, that color, maybe later we won't actually want to close the window, but we can also just reset we could just set it to -1 and make sure we handle that. Okay, but also, if color picker was open to the last index, remap it to current, because that is where the dude will now be in the array. And we might make a function for this later because, like, we might have other indices, right? Okay, so if it's last, it's just going to be current. All right. Cool. So we're going to open to this. It's purple. Going to delete it. We closed it. Open to this. Boom, boom. Easy clap. Okay. Interpolate the initial color. I kind of want to take the W and check in. Let's delete all our no chickens. Look at all the no chickens. We haven't taken a W in a while. Okay. This we don't need a no check-in because it's in our note at the top of the file. So we're just going to tag that so we know where to find it. This should be a nicer operation. we're just going to put that at the top of the file. Comment about maintaining indices. That said, for color pick stuff, we need to maintain the indices. Let's see. Indices. Okay, and cool. Let's have different shades of brown. It's the spectrum. It's the spectrum of different shades of brown. How exciting is that? Color animation is euphemism for gradient. If you cannot take a changing over space and apply it in your mind to be a changing over time, programming may not be the field for you. That's all I'm going to say. If you can't do that little switch in your own mind, maybe learn how to do that, and then we can talk. You just have to change the signature of the dimension to -1, dude. It's not hard. Okay. What a great artwork that is. Okay, so now we're going to take the W. Boom. Okay, so what did we say was next? Interpolate the initial color. Okay. It's a little bit of a hassle. Let's factor this out. Okay. And let's just call it sorted. Okay. So get sorted keyframes. Not sorted, but yeah. Okay, so we do this, we reserve it, we add them, we call quick sort, we return sorted. Okay, so that's great. Now, let's make sure we still compile. Now that works, we can do that elsewhere. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to say just going to make a function for this. Init color by interpolation. All right, and we're going to have, whoops, probably have this in a buffer. Yeah, index, keyframe index is an int. I should name color keyframes just keyframes. It's not like we're going to have other keyframes. I mean, they may have other parameters stored on them, but yeah. Okay, key is star state dot color keyframe sub keyframe index. Okay. We're going to go sorted. Okay, so now we're going to say we want to know what index are we in the sorted things. And we could do something where we write the index into the dude. But we're just going to do this. All right. Array find sorted key. Assert found. It sure as fuck better be there. If index is equal to 0, copy from key 1. Else if index is equal to keyframes.count -1, copy from previous key, else whatever. Okay. If state dot, if there's no one to copy from, yeah. If state dot, actually, let's just do this. We're going to want a short name for this. If count is greater than 1, RGB equals state dot color keyframes 1 dot color RGB. Okay, if count actually don't need to check count is greater than 1 since we know index is greater than 0 if we got here. Okay, otherwise we're going to say T0 we need the, actually, let's go. K0 is state.color keyframes index -1, right? K1 is index +1. Oh, fuck. This is the wrong, these are all supposed to be sorted. Which makes it smaller. Okay. All right. denom if x k1.t minus k0.t else 1. All right, and then s, because we've got t variables in the things, but s is going to be key.t minus k0.t divided by denom. S is how far we are from k0 to k1 in 0, 1. Normalize to 0, 1. Now, we're just going to say RGB equals lerp k0.color RGB, k1.color RGBs, and key.color RGB equals RGB. Not going to matter if we don't call it. Remember our marker interpolate here? Init color by interpolation, state state.color keyframes.count -1. Okay, 498, right? This is already pointers, bro. Okay, here we go. Click. That didn't work. Click. That didn't work. Click. Everybody's just getting red. Everybody is seeing red. Let's just step through it. We haven't stepped through anything today. Let's do it. Open a solution. Dude, solution is such a fucking marketing word. I remember when I first heard that, I was at like Silicon Graphics or something. I can't believe people use that word non-ironically. Examples. Okay, and we're going to go to get wrecked. Widgets. No, where are we? Yeah, widgets. Color animation editor. And iPad. We have iPads in this. Color adjustment, sorted keyframes. It's the interpolate function. Init color by, okay. So we're just we're gonna see what happens there. Okay. Boom. Sorted, found. Index 0. Oh, because we didn't set the key yet. That's why it's always coming out red. Easy clap. Boy, that sure was worth opening a debugger. You would think I would look at the code that was editing. All right. Boom. Look at that. Color didn't fucking change. Boom. 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 Oh. Let's, yeah. Boom. Right, and then I can click next to it and shift click between these. Test on the outside. Boom. Boom. Now that said, we're at some point going to add a wrapping option. And our thing's going to need to understand that, but you know, that'll come when that option is in here. Boy, this sure is pretty good for 2 streams that weren't that long. Okay. Now, what do we do next? I mean, I think we want to take the W, but since we just checkpointed the code, I think gonna go dancing this weekend. Undoubtedly tomorrow. Actually, did some hard dancing last night, dude. Oh my God. I probably had the best dance since pre-COVID. It was good stuff. But let's finish this. This should be a nicer operation. So, and we want to tell people about this too, because this is an improvement to the API. So this should, we're going to say, reset color state, I guess. Reset, or just set original and current colors. Okay, so color picker So now what does this one want the theme for? Okay, so we're just going to add this. Call this routine if you want to reset the color picker for a newly selected item. I don't know, this is not a super good description. This is the kind of thing where examples are better. All right. Dude, this is such a huge beta in terms of number of changes. Holy crap. Okay. Modules get rect. color picker added this to give you an encapsulated way of resetting the color when selecting a new item, right? I don't know. Okay, so we don't have this theme. And I didn't like having the theme be an argument here. Oh, because, oh, jeez. Let's just have it be null. You only need to pass theme if you want adjustable HSV hue. Yeah, good. So now you can call this without a frickin' theme if you want. Okay, so shoop da whoop, shoop da whoop, 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 whoop. I sort of forgot what we were doing, so I don't even know. Don't even know. Right, that was just about when we open this, that it's set to the correct color. Yeah, that's great. So I think I'm going to take the W here and take another break, and later when we do part 3 today, we're going to start adding some controls down here that are like, also we should frickin' not make this border insane, but we'll add some controls down here that are like, hey, do you want cyclical? Hey, do you want to interpolate in a reasonable color space, or do you want RGB? And then, you know, we'll do them one at a time and just see how it goes. But, you know, we'll have like, hey, generate the output, right? As a, you'll see. Because we want you to be able to get this color sequence out. So you're going to be able to say, you know, I want 500 samples in RGB or HSV or whatever color space. Put that in the copy paste buffer, right? And it'll copy it to the clipboard, and then you could put it in your program or whatever. Shouldn't the triangle still be selected while the color picker is open? Yes. You know what? Let's do that. Maybe it shouldn't be big, but it should still be... Well, maybe it could be big. I don't know. We'll just have a configurable... Yeah, let's go ahead and do that before the break. You're right. It's this is something that should happen. Oh, the color picker fucking depth, dude. Yeah. Okay, so how do we do that? Well, we will say, wait, that's the, over here, we will have color picking T as a float. if the color picker is editing this guy, then 1, else 0. All right, so here where we do the dragging, color picking target is cast float. You know what, we're going to do this too. Color picking target is going to be sub.open and state.colorPicker keyframe index is equal to it index. All right. And now we're going to move toward, what did we call it? Color picking T. Color picking T. Color picking target. Okay. Let's just make sure that compiles. We haven't done anything visual yet. On the theme, we're going to have keyframe scale when dragging, keyframe scale when color picking. It's going to be slightly bigger. And then keyframe color picking. And, you know, we still want it to be a grayscale. I don't know. Maybe it should be brighter when picking than dragging. Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe you could imagine changing the backing color and then the foreground color is dark. Okay. Anyway, scale when dragging. Let's actually do this. Scale equals lerp 1 scale when dragging, dragging T. All right, and then scale is lerp scale. Let's just do this because we can compound these. When picking, right? Did we call it when picking? No, is it when color picking? Yeah. You know, that sounds a little bit verbose, but you know what? I think it's best to be verbose sometimes. Okay, so so dx is going to be dx non-dragging times scale. Okay, color when keyframe color. All right, color is lerp color see, dragging and I don't know. Picking key dot color picking T. Okay. So here we go. Boom. Wait. I keep hitting control click. Maybe I should change it. But there we go. It's a little bit less bright, but it's a little bigger and a little brighter. I mean, maybe it should be almost max brightness. I don't know. I mean, of course, the whole point of this is that everybody can do their thing. Okay. So, yeah, that looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. I should let you just click on a new one to transfer. Like right now you have to shift click, but I feel like if you've got the picker open, I don't know, actually maybe not, because you might want to tweak the width of the gradient by moving a neighbor without changing what color you're editing. Oh. Okay. This whole thing about it doesn't care where your cursor is. That's something we will have to edit eventually. So it's also, see right here, the occlusion is not working. That's a bug that we noticed before. So like it thinks I'm in the X coordinate of that color pick node, which is why it's lighting up. Because it's like, hey, do you want to drag me? Do you want to drag me? Can you move the key to the very end of the buffer to set initial final value? I don't know what you mean. I mean, oh, you mean just this? Yeah, like you could certainly drag them to the edge and then, you know, edit the edge colors, right? Like that is not an issue. Look, you can make some nice things even with just stupid RGB interpolation, which we will fix. Yeah, we're going to want Hermite curves. We're going to want HSV or HSL or something. Do keyframes get merged? No, just delete one. Like what merging a keyframe doesn't mean. Would you want to like average the colors or something? No, you just click on it and it goes away. Boom. Yeah, this is the motivation for this was the particle system. Yes, this is what we plan to use. Imagine you could make your particle just be all these colors. Maybe add buttons. Well, that's, you know, the next stream is going to be about starting to add buttons. But they won't be buttons for these operations yet, although I agree. These operations are not super friendly because you have to just magically know, shift click and whatever. But we want to get all the functionality in. And so that's going to mean controlling the interpolation, being able to get the, right now you can't use the output. The only way you would be able to use this output right now is you screenshot it and you import it into Photoshop and then you use the eyedropper 500 times. So that's not very good. Yeah. Okay, thanks everybody. We'll be back probably later today. Thanks everyone. See you in a bit.